in order to be happy or in order to be content, you have to have good mental health. Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to another video. First of all, I'm at home, which is amazing. It feels amazing. It just is like food for my soul, just because I get to do, well, whatever I want to do. I get to eat from my own fridge. I get to make myself coffee and smoothies, and like if I want white socks, I for sure have them. It's not like, oh, maybe I forgot to pack them. It's like little things like that that make a total difference. And I mean, I'm starting in my little sweater from Harvard. I love it so much. I don't know if you guys saw it, but my friend Ksenia, she went to Harvard, I feel like 2 months ago maybe. And because we are such proud nerds, she brought me this sweater, which is literally like my favorite sweater I have now, and also a diary, like in the same color, burgundy. I think burgundy is actually my favorite color besides like taupey beige. I would love to be able to be a student forever. That would be like my dream life, okay? And to live on campus, to go to a university and just have to study for exams. That would be my dream. But no, because I have to work. Anyway, I wanted to start this video here because we're at home. We're gonna be doing lots of different things for the next 2 days, I hope. I have lots of things planned, actually. I was kind of unpacking from the trip, and I thought like, would be maybe nice to show you some of the things that I have. Some are new, some are not new, but some like beauty products and fashion and healthcare that I've been really loving, and some are new, like this Chanel Coromandel oil. This is fragranced body oil, and first of all, Coromandel is by far my favorite Chanel scent. Coromandel and Le Lion. This afternoon, Filippo went to Paris and he picked Le Lion from the shelf and he was like, can I bring this to Paris with me? I promise I'll buy you a new one. I was like, of course, just bring it, go. I do think I have a spare Coromandel one in my cupboard, like the fragrance, but when the oil arrived, I was so happy, you guys, because this just smells divine. I don't know if you guys tried it. It's very moisturizing, and I have to say, I do have now few Chanel body oils. I have number 5, I have rose and vanilla, and they're beautiful, but Coromandel is the newest one, and if you ask me, it's the best. It's very moisturizing, it's beautiful. It's also beautiful if you put it in your bath. This is like a very big bottle. I wouldn't travel with this. I wanted to show you some of the things also. None of this is sponsored, just things that I've been loving lately now that I've been traveling. I discovered one new skincare brand that I bought on Net-a-Porter, and it's Emma Lewisham. Then I watched like a lot of her YouTube videos where she speaks and she's talking about how she kind of like discovered this skincare brand and how everything is like completely natural ingredients. And I have to say, as a pharmacist, I'm not someone that is obsessed with like skincare products or products in general being like fully natural, etc. Because I know the importance of, for example, preservatives, importance of certain ingredients that some people are like strictly against. I don't always think they are against, but I have to tell you that I just really loved enjoying. What is this? Is it birds? I've loved using these 2 products. So this is Vitamin A Renewal Skin Oil. Vitamin A is really good for like, for example, breakouts or in general, like any sort of imperfections on your skin, but also Vitamin A is known to be like renewing for your skin. So I would recommend, if you're gonna use this, to use extra SPF. And I've also really loved this 72-hour hydrating overnight mask. I have used this also before going to the red carpet in Cannes. I love it. It doesn't smell, it smells really like natural, nothing special, not herbally, like just kind of clay-like almost, but it's not a clay mask, it's a hydrating mask. Another brand that I really loved since forever, to be honest, is La Prairie. Now this is my favorite La Prairie skin care product. It's the white caviar. I don't know if you can see the bottle. This makes my skin just looks like a bit more perfected. It's like a serum. Smells quite nice, actually. I'll show it to you. So it comes out on your skin like this, and it almost, does it have like something? No, it's kind of like a whitey liquid. Smells really nice, it's beautiful. I love, it feels like almost like tightening on my skin immediately, and I really like it. I have been using actually this ever since I could afford it. So I remember like buying it usually at a duty free and really loving it. There are other 2 products from La Prairie that I've loved this month. This one is Skin Caviar Eye Lift, and I really love how this product over here makes my under eyes look. Now you need only a tiny bit because we're talking about the eye area, and I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see in the back, but up until this much, I've been using it for a month and I really, really, really love it. This is like 20 ml, but you know, the eye area needs only a tiny bit, and it creates a lot of like radiant effect. And then a third product that I really liked from La Prairie is this 3-minute kind of radiance. Does it smell the same? 3-minute radiant cellular resurfacing mask. I like this for when I'm in the bath and I just want to have a little bit of like a glow afterwards. Really, really nice. It looks like this. It also comes with a brush, but probably you shouldn't apply it always with my fingers. Now, something I discovered like 2-3 weeks ago and I really like is this deodorant stick. It smells like fresh cotton. That's what it says, right? Cotton flower. Okay. And it says it's without alcohol, 100% natural materials, efficacy 48%. It's a deodorant stick. Now, with my lifestyle, for me, it's very, very important to be clean. Do I even need to say this? This is really weird. Anyway, when I say that, what I mean is like, you're constantly meeting a lot of people, you're in action, you are changing clothes, going from an event to an event, socializing, etc. Obviously, besides showering twice a day, you are still on the move, and I think deodorant is a must. I don't know if we even need to kind of point that out. I've always used the most like basic Nivea, Dove, whatever deodorant. Honestly, like I couldn't care about deodorant as long as it works and is efficient. That's really important to me. But then people say that aerosol ones are not the best for you. Please, someone let me know about that. What do you guys think? I just am not sure. Honestly, there's a lot of like pros and cons for each. But this is something that I have discovered and I really, really liked it. I bought it in Sephora, and I know that there are many different, I want to say flavors, but I mean scents. And this is one I tried and I really like it, and I really feel protected and fresh, and that's really important to me. Something else that I want to talk about is the Kérastase Elixir Ultime. Guys, I have been talking about this for the past 10 years, nothing new, 14 years, okay? But now they've changed the packaging. You remember the old Elixir Ultime packaging? This is the new one, and what's best about it is that it's actually refillable. So you can now buy the refills, and you can even buy a 30 milliliter one if you want to try it. If you've never tried it before, you lock it, and now it's safe. I love this product. It makes your hair look like glass hair. It's such a beautiful product. It is just nurturing and styling and smelling and caring and everything products all in one. So yeah, it's hair oil, but it's so much more than that if you ask me. Now I have to interrupt the beauty part with something that I am obsessed with. And I think you guys know because I wore it in Cannes. Oh, but I also wore it a little bit in Barcelona on a little coffee break. I love this bag. I love this. This is honestly one of the bags that I bought recently that makes me the most excited. I'm thinking about writing a full review about this bag or about this brand of bags on my blog. Let me know if you want to read that. Let me know if you do read my blog. But what I wanted to say is, obviously I will link this below. I love this. I think if you're thinking about buying this bag, you should buy it. That's it. I'm not even gonna try to convince you. It's amazing. This is what it's like inside. I've shared it before. I love this bag and I strongly, strongly recommend it. But besides that, what I wanted to tell you is that ever since the beginning of the year, we've been publishing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday new blog posts. So 3 blog posts per week with Sunday's unskippable newsletter. I actually think in the past 2 weeks published a little bit more than 3 blog posts per week. I think there were 4 blog posts per week just because there's so much going on. Let me know if you want to read the blog post also about this bag, about why I love it, about how I styled it. I think it's one of the purchases that has made me the happiest recently, of like all the lots of different things that I got. This is one of them that really, really made me happy and I love it. When it comes to kind of like makeup-y products, I think my favorite foundation duo recently is this Tom Ford combo. Now it's a Shade and Illuminate primer with SPF 25 and Shade and Illuminate foundation with SPF 50. These two in combination, I am obsessed. What's really important that you know is that I don't actually like primers normally. I'm not really a primer kind of girly. I just like to do skincare and then foundation, okay? But this primer, it just feels really light. It's not like peeling. You know, like sometimes you apply a primer and as you go with your hand, there's like layers of, I don't know, I can't explain it. Does anybody else experience this? That if you layer foundation on top of a primer, they don't really sit together. But this is great. It kind of feels like skincare more than a primer. It's this like light pink color, but it actually doesn't leave any color on your skin. And then we have the foundation. I'm actually color natural, which is 6. I thought I was color 7, which is stony, but then in Cannes I realized that that's actually one color for me and 6 is better. One product that you all know that I've been loving and I really am obsessed is the Dior Forever Glow Maximizer. This one is in color gold. I love this as a highlighter. I'm wearing it today, but you can never have enough. And I love to kind of blend it in with my fingers. I hope I'm doing this right now. It's really beautiful. I also like mixing it with the white one because it gives even more glass-like skin. I haven't got a mirror, so if this isn't blended in well, I'm sorry. Another Dior product that I love is the Dior Rosy Glow Blush in Rosewood. It doesn't look like the cleanest product ever, and I don't really like that, but... Oh, is there a mirror here? Yes, there is. Okay, this is not so bad actually for blending without mirror. Impressive. Love this blush. This is what I wore on the red carpet as well. Favorite lip combo at the moment, something very unexpected, Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Anywhere Caffeine. I'm gonna show you. This is also what I wore in Cannes at the red carpet. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't have a mirror and the viewfinder is so small that honestly I do not see. This is the color, at least you can see the color. I always blend this in with the brush, not with my finger. And then we go with Pat McGrath Nude Venus over Pat McGrath. Oh my God. I want every single Pat McGrath product that exists. Favorite lip combo of the moment. All of these products will be linked below, okay? Another thing that I discovered in my drawer, I don't know if it's produced anymore still, is the Hourglass 1.5 millimeter eyeliner in bronze. I love it because this is how thin and perfect this is, and this is what I've been using on my eyes non-stop lately. There's one more product that I feel like you guys should know about, and it is the Prada Beauty. Well, I love Prada Beauty Foundation as well. I also love their lipsticks so much. But guys, wait, hold on, it's resting on the camera. Their brushes are so good. Oh, I cannot even tell you how good are their brushes. They're so good. Okay, so those were some of my product favorites that I really couldn't wait to tell you about. And you guys know I don't gatekeep, okay? So I'm back home. I wanted to start with something useful. The other thing that I really like, I mentioned briefly in last vlog at the end of it, I started watching the series and honestly I would love to vlog more, but I'm just gonna go and finish it. It is called Non Mentire. It's Italian series with Alessandro Preziosi, the actor in main role. So good. That's amazing. But another thing that you guys know I love is actually learning languages. And why I think that's so important is because I'm watching the series now. It doesn't actually have subtitles in Italian. I mentioned that as well. And I understand 100% of it, which makes me so proud of my Italian progress. I think in general, having progress and making progress in life is so important. And for that reason, I wanted to bring that up because I genuinely think that progress is not something that should be taken for granted. I think like I saw somewhere that obviously if every day you just get 1% better at something, by the end of the year you will be 365, or in this case 366% better. And imagine just getting 1% better in Italian every single day. That means that by the end of the year or at Christmas, when I go maybe spend Christmas with my parents-in-law, my Italian will be even better. If I think that every day I become 1% better at that, by the end of the year I will be 365, or in this case 366% better at that, that keeps me really motivated. Now anyway, I'm gonna clean up all of these things that I brought here with me and gonna go watch the series Non Mentire because it's so good, and I'll update you guys in a bit. My attempt to vlog yesterday kind of failed. I mean, it didn't really fail. Clearly, I vlogged a little bit, kind of bits and bobs that you could have seen. But then I went on to unpacking and I managed to do very well. Everything's unpacked. This wardrobe is in pristine condition. Besides those bits there, that is laundry, dry cleaning, and few bits and bobs that I just need to put each to where they belong, which I think is okay. You need to sometimes take it easy on yourself also from time to time. I think that's a good little takeaway from this video. Anyway, okay, where do we start? I want to say a few things, but first things first, guys, something so incredibly exciting is that I honestly cannot believe it. We have reached 400,000 subscribers in this channel. 400,000 of you are subscribed to this channel. And honestly, like, I know that probably doesn't seem like that much because there's a sea of people with like millions of subscribers, but for me, like the community that I have and the fact that I know that you guys are so engaged and that you are dedicated as much as I am to this channel is the most important thing. I always feel like when you have two sides, so like one side is me, the other side is you, is that you kind of like come to a conclusion that the audience is only as engaged as the person on this side of the camera. So like, I have to tell you honestly, I put a lot of effort in creating these videos. You probably have noticed that we haven't skipped a video since years. There are like 2 videos per week, one on Wednesday, one on Sunday. You know what to expect. It could happen that we run a little bit late, like instead of 8 p.m. a video goes live at 9, unfortunately due to like internet connectivity issues or something like that, which also doesn't happen that often. But overall, like I am really dedicated to this channel and I think you guys are so wonderful, so kind. I say that over and over again, so I'm not going to repeat myself. Filippo called me this morning. He's in Paris and he was like, I went out on balcony to have a look and there were people on a balcony next to me and they said, oh my God, it's Filippo. And he gets, he gets it now. He's like always like surprised, you know, when it happens because he's not used to it. But it's just like, I really get to meet my audience and you guys are the best people out there. Thank you for 400,000 of you. Thank you for sharing with your mothers and sisters and friends and for sending my videos to people that you want them like to watch them as well. And thank you for spreading the word. Thank you for being part of this community. Thank you. I'm super grateful. I started this kind of like chatty part of this video. I think like I'm just gonna bring you guys with me around Milan. I have a few things that I want to show you. Tomorrow I have like an exciting museum visit and I also wanted to say this month has been like really tough in terms of workload. Out of that 4 weeks, I had overall I think 3 or 2 days off, which is nowhere near enough, and I think it's really important. Like I think that having a break is as important as being productive because you cannot be productive without having a break, which is why I decided to spend the previous 2 days, which were my 2 days off, in bed. And sure, I was still doing some work here and there, but in all honesty, I really enjoyed the 2 lazy days that I had because I needed them to get back to kind of like that restart, which then helps me to again be passionate about my job and be productive and engaged and present. Saying that, I also think that taking it easy on yourself is so important. I don't know about you, but I can be like really strict towards myself. Like sometimes I have like such high expectations of myself. I expect to deliver all the projects and all the things at like the highest possible standards. I expect for myself to always be on time. I expect that I always look presentable. I expect for myself that I'm always like responsive and present and that I show up and that I never cancel on things. This is like one thing that I have. I never cancel on my friends, on my colleagues, meetings or projects or trips. If I like commit to something in a relationship or whatever it is, if I'm committed, I'm 100% committed. I do not like flakiness. I do not like flaky people. It puts me in like a mood. I'm like, oh, you're flaky. Like that's, you know, I don't know. It's really strange. Discipline is very important thing to me, and it's something that I preach a lot on this channel. It's one thing that I actually think you guys have asked me a lot about. You guys asked me about how to stay on your track, how to deliver, how you often ask me, how do you constantly work without a break? How do you constantly travel? How do you manage to organize yourself, your time, your workload? It seems very intense. And I'll tell you very honestly, without seeming like I complain because I do not want to complain. Work is very important to me. It's always been like that. School was very important to me, and nowadays work is very important to me. But equally so, I think the most important thing to me is happiness. It's so cheesy, no? But it's true. Happiness is like really important segment of my life. If I ever found a genie in the bottle or like something, and someone asked me what is that one thing that you would like to have, I would say happiness, or feeling of being content. And that is something that I'm working a lot on, or I have worked on my whole entire life, because I think in order to be happy or in order to be content, you have to have good mental health, which I think is something that I also speak about a lot. Now, talking about being content and being in a good place, I think that like a huge part of my career success and in general of being able to have a healthy relationship, but also healthy work life, is that even a thing? I think so. Is the fact that I've been working really hard on myself, and this is something that I openly speak about a lot. I told you already throughout this year that I have significantly benefited from online therapy. I think like first week of May marked exactly a year since I've started having online therapy, and I have benefited so much, you guys. In general, in the past, I've also spoken about it. When I graduated, in between my graduation and my full-time work life, I suffered with anxiety. It kind of started like this. I just couldn't breathe. It was really strange. I went to the doctors to say that I think I have developed asthma, and they were like, you have no family history of asthma, you don't have asthma, it is just anxiety, it's like tight chest, it's that kind of feeling like you cannot breathe enough. Because I just felt like I'm breathing, but the air is not coming in my lungs. I really like worked a lot on my mental health then, but I had this fear of like that time that I remember, and I never wanted to go back there. So what happened is, when I sought help, I found out that actually people who come across like big life transitions like that, from university life to work life was a big transition, and now kind of like I had a lot of big transitions lately, like moving cities, moving homes, getting engaged. It's all amazing things, but like my team's gotten bigger, my work's like getting 4 times bigger. I opened like different companies, I'm working on different things that are kind of like behind the scenes of all of this, and in all honesty, it's a lot. I'm scared of kind of going through what I went through in my early 20s. So last year I decided to seek help, and I said I actually needed help because I was actually scared of how big everything is becoming, and all of these big life transitions were a little bit scary. Therapy definitely helped me prevent the same scenario. In the past year, I feel like I've learned so much and I've grown so much, but also just because I don't know if you guys can see that on me, but I'm always the strong friend. I'm also always the strong family member, the one that is like, it's fine, it's gonna be okay. Even if I'm going through a difficult time. I even found this in one of my old videos, which was like 50 facts about me from, I think, like more than 10 years ago. I say I would not show that I'm in pain, like either like physically or like mentally in pain, so I never show when I'm suffering. I could be at a work event and something terrible could be happening to me, but I will have like a fully professional face. Like I could be in pain, I could be with a broken arm, and I will be working. Nobody will know that I'm suffering. I'm that good at like kind of putting a facade on I'm okay, and I'm that friend. You know how they say you should always check in on your tough friend? So because I was always that tough friend, I was always keeping a lot of things inside, which is again why therapy helped me tremendously. There's such a stigma about asking for help that if we ask for help, maybe we're not strong enough, and I couldn't disagree more. Like, asking for help actually requires a lot of courage, and it means that you are in control of your situation. Someone's at the door. Just if you can relate to anything that I said in this video, I genuinely think that's one of the things that has transformed the way that I'm thinking and the way I'm approaching problems or life in general the most. I also feel, I don't know if we all feel like this, please let me know if we all feel like this, but I really feel like sometimes I carry so much weight on my back by myself. And we have this saying in Serbian, we say like God gives you only as much as you can carry. But sometimes I feel like, wow, this is like really heavy. And I don't know, I'm just really opening up now, and I don't really think it's a topic that anybody wants to talk about. I don't know if because I am that strong friend that doesn't like to admit when I'm struggling or when I'm having like a hard time. I find it, you know, already like I'm really opening, but at the same time, I'd like to say that if this can help like one person, I'm so happy about that. Okay guys, there was a little lunch break with the team. We had veggie burgers. It was so delicious. If you're in Milan, I am loving bun burgers. Really, really yum. And the sweet potato fries. In the meanwhile, something arrived. Okay, here's what arrived. This Prada box is like pretty wide, and I don't want to open it because just yet, because tomorrow we want to shoot an unboxing reel for it. However, I guess like you will see it before the end of this video for sure. Received a few other little bits and bobs over here. A few pieces from one of my favorite jewelry brands in the whole entire world, Missima, and a pair of shoes from Armarium. Also, my Net-a-Porter order arrived, which I'll probably show you as well soon. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to actually organize in my head, and the next trip is going to be Rome. Now, last time I went to Rome was last year for Valentino, and wow, lots has changed since then, considering that there's a bit of musical chairs at Valentino. But anyway, we will be going to Rome in basically a day. I just want to organize some things that when I come back home, which I will be coming back in Milan for another job, like right after Fendi. So I want to organize some things that it feels like really exciting and nice to come back home, but in a way that like my home is perfectly organized. When we put those extra shelves over there, our interior designer, our architect asked me, Tamara, do you need 2 more shelves? Tell me now if you need 2 more shelves. And I was like, I can't tell you right now. I need to have a look. I need to think about it. This is like, you know, I don't want to order 2 more shelves and then it's unnecessary. The moment he left, I texted him, yes, please, I need 2 more shelves. He was like, okay, sorted. So now the 2 more shelves are coming. They're in production. I think it'll be in like a few days' time. They're probably going to arrive by the time that I'm back. That's something that I would expect, more or less approximately. And then what I want to do is really organize the flat shoe section in a colorway. Plus I need to put all of my Schiper sandals, all my Chanel sandals, like the grandpa slippers, etc., because you guys know what's here right now. So yeah, that's what's here right now. Just the Orans, some of the loafers, ballerinas, and some of these kind of like hidden heel shoes, I suppose you would call them. But you see, as you can clearly tell, they're not color coordinated or anything like that. I do organize them by type, and then within each type category by color within the category. But yeah, I probably will not need throughout the winter so many sneakers as well. So I need to reorganize all of this. But when our architect came, he told me, listen, Tamara, instead of organizing shoes like this, you should be organizing them like that. So one next to the other, and then behind them, you should have the next one. I have a lot of work to do, as you guys can see, because I can get so much space. Plus, one thing that I really want to do is I want to put the light colored shoes and colored shoes on top and the black ones on the bottom. Only reason is that the black ones are harder to see when they're like this. That is one thing that I definitely want to achieve today. I also would love to buy, can somebody help me, what I want to buy for my Orans. Currently I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2, like 12 pairs of Orans, and I want to buy something that goes inside of them, like a little cushion, because you know when you buy them, they come with a piece of paper that goes inside so that they don't break. You see how this pair has kind of broken a little bit from where, like not broken, okay, but I think like if they're like just sitting here on the shelf, they could have a nice little cushion inside. I would love it if it was a cushion, not a paper, that goes inside of them while they're on the shelf. Any recommendations? Please, please, please. Obviously in my Hagelstam shoes over here, I still have the paper. They're new, I love them, they're gorgeous. But I would love if I had something that looked a little bit more snatched that goes inside of the shoes. And then, yeah, I need to reorganize this, but I also want to check that all of these shoes are right height, because actually the shelves, that's what I mean. Because like this shelf seems way higher than this shelf. Do you agree? I need to figure it out. I also have here few shoes that are kitten heel, like the white Prada, the orange Prada, and the burgundy Miu Miu. So they don't really need to be in this high heel version, though. I have to tell you the truth, I think I should definitely be wearing more these two pairs of shoes. These I could not be wearing more because I already wear them all the time. It's 3:30. I have to be at 4, somewhere that is like approximately 15 minutes away. Do we think that I can change up all of those shoes in 15 minutes? You see, I sometimes have a problem with understanding how long tasks take. And then I think it's going to take only 15 minutes, but it actually takes 30 minutes. But I always think that it's going to take less than it takes. Unless it's something I'm dreading. Then I think it's going to take forever, but it takes 5 minutes. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, this is not gonna work like how I envisaged it. Closed toe at the bottom. Should we do it like that? Only color black. Does this count as closed toe? Look, it's technically closed, but not. I think all of a sudden I'm gonna have so much space for new shoes. What if I regret this and I understand that this was actually all along not a great idea? Does anybody else also do this, where you kind of start reorganizing something and then halfway through you kind of slightly, little bit regret it because you're like, wait a second, maybe I shouldn't have done it. Back, forth, done. Okay, how many pair of shoes do fit? I already know that it used to fit 7. Now, 1, 2, 3. 11 pairs of shoes. Are you kidding me? I can see them so much better. Like, I can understand what shoes these shoes are. You know what I mean? But I picked and choose. Like, I basically picked some shoes, then I left others. So now it's not really as easy to reorganize as I would have wanted it to be, but it's pretty amazingly organized, that bottom bit. I think we can do this. Do you guys think I should keep these shoes? I don't know if they're like a bit, I'll think about them. Okay. And then the row, I love these shoes. Okay, these shoes I haven't worn enough. I love them so much. I'm actually so happy I'm doing this right now. Can we agree that, I don't know if you can see, but I can see so much better what's down here. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's see where we are now. Brown, more brown. Clearly I love that color. After brown, what should we go for? I don't know if I have maybe regretted doing this. In terms of like, maybe I should have done it by types. Also, after brown, do I go with beige? Or do I go beige with the light? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What? How have I fit now even more shoes than before? Okay, let's see where this takes us. Maybe I should have left more space on each shelf so that when I do buy new, like silver shoes for example, you literally cannot squeeze them in anywhere and you need to move everything by one, you know what I mean? Should I keep these shoes, Bottega from 2020? I do not know if this was the right thing to do, but we will only find out with the time. But all of a sudden I do have 2 extra free shelves and I can see them very clearly. So remember how I used to have many shoes, but all of a sudden I realized A, I don't have that many colorful shoes, first of all. B, these are my high-heeled shoes. And C, maybe I could go with kitten heels over here. Okay, there are not that many kitten heels. I kind of didn't count this one as a kitten heel because literally there is no heel, whereas I would consider this a kitten heel. You know what I mean? Anyway, I think I'm gonna leave it now. I'm gonna go wash my hands and get ready to go. Do we prefer it or did we like it better how it was before? I need some opinions. What I really like is the way that it's organized. I can definitely see each and every shoe. Whereas when they were all like black here, I couldn't really see them because they all just looked like the same shoe. But this way I can see much better what shoes I actually have in front of me. Guys, I know I promised you a grand reveal of what's in this Prada suitcase. It's so big, it's so huge. I have not even a space to show it to you. I've already unboxed it for my other platforms. I was literally shocked to see what's inside. It is, first of all, huge. They've outdone themselves this season. They always do these gorgeous summer kits in the previous years too. I'm trying to show it to you. Look how huge is this suitcase. So first of all, when you open it at the back, there's the straw hat. I actually have this hat also in yellow. I love it. I've worn it so much, and also Filippo loves it too. And I think another color as well. It's like a very cool vibes. And then there was a pair of sunglasses, but the sunglasses are actually here. They're very, very cool. I don't have any pairs of sunglasses that even resemble anything like this. So this is the vibe. The hat actually says Prada on the side. I don't think you're ready for the bottom part because I wasn't ready. I was like shook. So there is this summer straw like bag, raffia bag. It's beautiful. It has like this little kind of like clochetti vibe, the Prada triangle. It's woven in Prada Milano, and then it's a bucket bag basically. It also has a shoulder strap, but I love this for summer. Like I have so many already like raffia totes for the beach, but something like this is so cute and will go so well with all those like white summer dresses. And then the shoes, these are kind of monolith sandals in raffia with like Prada triangle. Very light. They look very chunky, but they're very light. Super cute. Actually remind me of like the jelly sandals that I wore when I was a kid, because when I would go for summer holidays with my grandma, like very often to Dubrovnik in Croatia, and there's so many sea urchins there, so you always have to go in the sea with like jelly sandals, otherwise you can step on a sea urchin, and obviously that's quite painful. But I mean, so yeah, they always look like this. It's just like colorful versions. And even the sunglasses, like first when I saw them I was like, I don't know if this is like really my vibe, but I think it's really cool, like with a cool outfit, you know, those like all black outfits or something like that. This looks actually really amazing. I love them. And now I'm thinking like I should probably keep this box to keep something inside of it, because it's like really gorgeous and very well organized. Ooh, but look at this, it's like basically a suitcase. That's what was inside of the Prada bag. Now it's 12:39. I am gonna eat breakfast. We were working this morning. Lots going on today. In 2 hours, I actually have an appointment. Well, I actually booked a guided walking tour and Last Supper visit with ticket in Milan for me and Filippo. And unfortunately, he had a last minute like thing to do in Paris, so he can't come with me. But I've been wanting to see Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper for probably like last 15 years. I've been wanting to see it, and it's in this city, okay? It's just that it's impossible to book it. So what I keep doing is I keep booking it like a few months in advance, and I don't know if I'm gonna be in town or not, and I just like pay for tickets. It's not expensive, it's just that like you have to book so far in advance. So what I've done is I booked like so far in advance, and the date has come, and I'm actually in town. Filippo is not, but I'm gonna go and see it. It says I need comfortable shoes, and it's not that far. It's in Piazza di Santa Maria delle Grazie, and I need to be there at 2:10. Arrive at the meeting point 5 minutes before your chosen time, so you don't lose your time slot. So I need to be there at 2. So yeah, I'm wearing like a really cute COS dress that I think that's what I'm gonna wear also for the tour. And yeah, I think I'll bring you guys with me as well. I'm just gonna go and have my breakfast first. Breakfast, it's 12:40. I guess brunch. Welcome back to my wardrobe. I mean, it's always a bit prettier when the lights are on, which they're not at the moment, but I just quickly wanted to take a moment to show you this new dress that I have. It's from COS. I will link it below. I really like it, but one thing that you can't see is actually the back detail. Let me try and show it to you somehow. It has this, I don't know if you can see, like an open back detail here. It's sort of like a maxi, and I would love to wear this with like ballerina shoes, something easy, like for example this bag. So cute. How do we feel about classic flaps, ladies? nowadays, or even like pink one or yellow. And then I have the yellow Nike sneaker, so I have like quite a few options, but I really like this dress. I got like a few pieces from COS, not sure if I've shown them to you, but also furthermore have written a blog post about some of my favorite pieces that you can find in COS at the moment. Like we have quite a few. I'm doing that like as a little thing right now. I think we've done like favorite pieces from H&M Home, COS. I think there's like Massimo Dutti coming. I've done a little review of Mango Victoria Beckham collection as well in favorite pieces. And look what's behind me, an empty shoe shelf. So yesterday, after we completed this organization, which I actually managed to do in basically like 20 minutes, I don't know how, but yeah, I love it. I feel like the shoes are so much more clear. I have now so much more space, and I put the kitten heels here, which was something that I was like kind of experimenting with a little bit, but now I really liked it. And I got like one more shelf, but then here I put my Chypre sandals. Not all of them could really fit because I'm still waiting for 2 shelves. So this is my little Chypre collection at the moment. I think these are my favorites because I like how they are, but also these are my most worn ones. And these two are actually different because the right ones, they have shearling also at the bottom of the leather part, the suede part, but the left ones, they don't, they're just suede. And these are the latest ones in my collection. I believe I've shown them to you when we were in Dubai. I'm not sure, but I did bring them to Dubai. The reason why I prefer the suede to the leather is because the leather can be a little bit abrasive to your toes when you wear them, whereas this is so much softer. So here now, you can see like the flat section a little bit better. Also my runs. And yeah, like I said, I'm still missing 2 shelves. So I will get like more space for things. But overall, one thing is for sure, there is much more space now for other things. And I want to do the same thing with the dresses, you know, kind of make it all a little bit more airy. One thing that I've done that you guys haven't seen is I've definitely cleared the long dress area. So right now I'm keeping here only my day dresses and the dresses that I could wear for like day-to-day styling, but all of my evening like gowns and gala kind of event thingy bob dresses, they are in the other wardrobes. By the way, yesterday I burned this candle that I've just like unboxed or opened, or however you want to call it. And I got this candle at Space NK when I was in London, and it's called Don Vitone. I don't know if you can see. I will link it below as well. It smells like, I don't know if you've ever been at Hotel Cost in Paris, but it smells exactly like that. Though when I do go next time to Paris, I think I'm gonna want to buy Hotel Cost candle as well, because I really love that smell. It's a little bit more mature. I do love this one from Soho. It smells like figs, but it's a more like green fig kind of vibes. But this one is more like sexy. It's not sweet. It's more like grown up. Love it. I'm gonna style what I'm wearing, get ready, and we are going to Santa Maria del Grazie to see Leonardo da Vinci's Final Supper. I am so excited. And well, Filippo's not in town. I'm basically like treating my assistant, and she's always wanted to go, so I'm super excited because like it makes me even happier that someone that is coming with me is happy to go and really wanted to see it. And she said to me like, oh my god, I already told that I'm gonna leave Milan and I'm not gonna see it. So I'm super happy. It's a nice little, not that long of like a break, but it's a nice little moment where we can just get out, you know, and then get back to work. Okay, we're en route to the church. I actually decided to go for a little walk, and I realized I never really brought you here before. It's Castello Sforzesco in Milan. It's like basically a castle. And this is my OOTD, which you've kind of seen briefly. So I've got the Alaïa flats, the COS dress, Kelly 25, Loewe sunglasses. I also brought a knit because I'm not sure I can enter a church with my shoulders open and look around. But this is just so beautiful, and it's a beautiful day in Milan, and I wanted to show you a little bit of all of this gorgeous beauty.
I am feeling way too pretty to even try to deal with petty little things like you.
Okay guys, our tour is done, and I have to say, if you're coming this way, this part of the world, if you're visiting Milano, I really think you should try, if you know your dates, if you know when you're coming, you should try and book this. It's such a special experience. I truly loved this, the whole like the painting itself, the experience, the feel that you watch, like looking at something from the end of 15th century is mind-blowing. I got an ice cream on the way. I wanted to say it was just like kind of surreal, because even though like I knew quite a few details about Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper, composition, what it was about, some controversial details as well, but it was so interesting to see it in real life. It's 9 meters wide by 4.5 meters, so it's huge, and it took him 4 years to finish it. And it's not a fresque, because fresque is something that you do on like a wall that plaster is drying, and it took him obviously 4 years, so he couldn't do it like that. So it's more like a mural, which is bad, because then the painting itself couldn't actually stay as preserved as some fresques, because we even have some fresques from like medieval age that have preserved so well. I was saying the painting itself is kind of like fading because of the pollution, because of the light and all of the other situations. But anyway, the one thing that is very like obviously a miracle is that it withstood the bombing in Second World War, and it stayed there still for us to see. So if you come to Milan, I strongly advise you to book in advance tickets for Final Supper at the Santa Maria delle Grazie church. It's worth it, 100%. Now I'm gonna walk home and enjoy my ice cream. I was just walking past the actual Michelangelo Museum, and I was thinking, maybe next time I can bring you to another museum as a part of our little kind of, diversifying my content situation. Let me know what you think. I think this is an elderflower tree, and it smells so good, and it's just so beautiful. Wow. Home sweet home, you guys. I actually wanted to finish this vlog at home. I think it was like a mix of pretty much everything and anything, but it was a bit of like that, like, days like that. I am gonna go now, charge all of my devices, start packing, because very soon we will be going on a next little short adventure, and obviously you guys are coming with me, so don't worry, you're never gonna miss anything. Until next time, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.